to watch for the Jakes. On the road, this crazy, I get 80 a show. Save my money, stack it up, it look like I'm foreign cars, driving fast, I never done this before. Yeah, drown out my problems, let me When up and up is magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror, now I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dream's reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laughing.
Big numbers. In the bag, that's a big number. Big numbers. Big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number.
Hey, foreign cars, foreign seats with the foreign leather. Foreign number, put the card in the ATM in the sad era. Yeah, flex mode, this ain't Southwest, this a jet. I ain't gotta shut the cell off, cause the iPhone don't got a jet mode. Bad in pesto. If you wanna come, let's go. We ain't going nowhere special. I just wanna see more Modesto.
Coach, the rain is falling, the fans are soaked, but here's the bottom line. We've got football at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Dallas Cowboys and the Baltimore Ravens. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Let's go. That's got to be a long day. Kill.
And now he'll tuck it and run. There he goes, left side. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, 70 yards. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive.
You know, as a head coach, you can't hide everything from your team. They know that people think that they're not supposed to be on the field with them. So they designed a heck of a game plan, didn't they? Nice pass start, get out after them, and maybe let everyone know that they're here to compete.
And get this home crowd behind them early as well.
Yeah, that's a huge part of it, isn't it? Because if you get the home crowd involved, sometimes you can ride that wave, and that gives you a little added pep.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the P. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards and a Cowboy first down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
The big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now Prescott. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. Well, for whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when the next defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
On 2nd down, Prescott again. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. To the air again, Prescott. Open man is Gordon, complete. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. 1st and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back.
Check.
Prescott yet again. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Kelsey, the intended receiver there, but it'll be 2nd and goal.
When you got your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
It's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. On 2nd down, Elliott. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be 3rd and goal now. Here's Elliott. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. A rough go there on 3rd down, a loss of 4. And Walsh able to convert it as his kick is good. And they are on the board, trailing now 6-3. So the field goal that cuts the lead in half as they, too, are able to get some points on their initial drive of the game.
Yeah, all in all, a pretty positive response, right, to the points that were scored against them. And they got a little help from their opponent anyway. Missed the conversion, so now they're just 3 back.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round.
Here we go, 50. Mike 50. Let's go, D.
Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. That's caught by the former Sooner, Mark Andrews. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards.
Switch gears. You go tight. You got tight right there. Slam. Check 37.
They'll toss it to Miller. So quick on the spin.
Oh, he's spinning, man.
And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. And on 3rd down, the Cowboys bring in an extra defensive back.
You got it. Mark 55.
I don't even know why this team showed up.
From the gun, Jackson. And that will be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down.
Good work. Let's go.
At their own 20-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
Touchdown, Cowboys! Amari Cooper, an 80-yard touchdown, and the Cowboys have taken the lead. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Sponge, go. Sit out. Check 6 guys.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson. And that'll be incomplete.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Kill, turn up.
From the gun, Jackson. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up fourth.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on third down conversions to start this thing. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
They'll start the drive with Elliott. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. Tackle made by Tyus Bowser.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll try to sweep with Elliott. And he'll find some room to get this up to about the 14. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
It's
10-6 the score after 1 right here on EA Sports. Now it's a bootleg with Prescott. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Tyus Bowser coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before and realize it hasn't worked.
Go to something else.
And maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. A shotgun handoff now to Miller. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Push him on, push him back. Check 3, check 3, check 3. Hey, check 24, watch 24. Check 24, check 24. That's right, switch. Get up. Check 25, check 25.
And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30.
Even though positive yardage was gained on that play, I think the defense has to be happy. Obviously, they were prepared for some trick plays coming into the game, and they looked very aware that those could happen on any given down.
They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down.
Here we go, D. All day, defense, all day. Heavy. Check 55.
Now Jackson from the gun, he'll throw. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Justin Tucker on for the field goal. A 51-yard attempt.
That's leaking to the right, and he missed it by a foot or 2. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in.
Let's go, baby.
14 yards, good for a Cowboy first down.
Strip that ball. Strip that ball.
Prescott on first down. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. First down, Prescott. Got his man there complete to Gallup. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 13 yards and a first down, Cowboys.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
This is caught and stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. 2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Here we go. Here we go.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. This time Jackson will throw it, eluding the pressure right. He'll run it. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
Looked at me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He'd been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield and they accounted for him and stopped him for a short pickup.
Yeah, I don't think it was a big adjustment, but much more emphasis on making sure they knew where he was when he decided to take off and go.
Quit talking about it and bring it.
Jackson now to throw on third down. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That one good for 24 yards.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Jackson on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Von Miller has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Right there, 54 Mike. In the face.
After the sack on first down, Jackson, he's going deep for Brown. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. Hollywood Brown, the intended receiver, and it's third down.
It's now third down and 16.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Jackson from the shotgun. Got a man. It's Brown. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
It's a gain of 22 yards.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Mike, 55. Check, 55. Mike.
Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Exit. Hatch it. Whip. Watch the whip. Showing it. Check it out. Watch the twist. Watch safety creeping.
Stepping up, he'll try and run. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. And they will elect to decline the penalty.
Everything turned out the way they wanted it to. No sense in even having to take that one, hence the decline.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Again, it's Elliott. And an alley to run. takes it all the way down to the 32. And he is finally brought down at the Ravens' 32-yard line. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They'll try the right side with Elliott. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play. On 2nd and 15 now. Prescott, he's got a man complete. It's Amari Cooper. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. Prescott from the gun on 3rd. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
Hey, it's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. But that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way.
And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. He's at the 30, 10, and all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown taking it goal line to goal line, 100 yards, as his guys are back within a single score. They'll try and run it in with Miller. And he's not going to get in as a try for 2 comes up empty, so they will be unable to cut this to a field goal as the differential remains 5. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Now Prescott. And his throw is incomplete. Travis Kelce, the Pro Bowl tight end, the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Here's Prescott looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes.
Got to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
Was hoping to make a play there on the return with his speed. Instead, he makes a play for the other side.
Yeah, and how many times have we heard coaches say, you know, sometimes it's not really about those X's and O's we drop. It's about those Jimmies and Joes. And when you have a punt returner, he's one of those Jimmies and Joes, one of the best athletes. He's unable to make the play that they were seeking, though.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now it's Jackson. Dancing to his left. And now he's going to use his legs. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Check three, check three, check three. Kill, kill, kill. Kill, kill.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. Flushed out right. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
His struggles finding open receivers continue. I don't know the last time I saw him this inconsistent throwing the football.
It would be hard to find a date when he was this inconsistent. You know, in his locker, he keeps the word poise printed on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. He needs to find that poise right now.
He certainly does. In fact, I would suggest he laminate it.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
55. Right there in the middle. 55.
Jackson going to throw again. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. From the gun, it's Jackson. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
That's good for Baltimore. First down. First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
55's my guy.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked out and incomplete. Chidobe Awuzie there to make the play in coverage. Well, that's a perfect example of how he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's game. He is just all around the football right now, isn't he?
That he is, and it's funny because I talked with the coaching staff about drills that they do in practice, and one of them is called matching hands.
And he's going to lose a yard or two, taken down behind the line.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens.
I'm going back to you. Hey, alert 3.
On 3rd down, Jackson. Oh, he can't hang on to it. Almost intercepted. They would have loved a first pick of the game there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
At their own 21-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. Flush to his right. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
Tight end's right. You got 3 down.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And that is incomplete. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he's on here to punt it away. They'll look to set up his blockers. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And last time able to get 3. That's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10.
Hey, we got to get this stop here, D.
To throw is Jackson. To throw again. And he whips that one incomplete there. Johnson the intended target, but now it'll be 3rd down.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game.
Watch the screen! Watch the screen! Watch the screen! Bravo! Check 55 to Mike! Check 55 to Mike! Hey, let's get that ball here. Let's get that ball right here. Mike, 55. Check 55.
Here's Jackson on 3rd down. Being chased out left. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. I don't know. He had to be pretty quick with his fingers to start and stop after the ball hit the ground. I'm giving him some credit.
Well, I'm thinking about the mental focus, you know?
Yeah.
The mental focus on the whole
that's
thing.
true.
Got to stay with it.
That's true. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Mike 55. Mike 55. Hey, check. Mike 55. Right there in the middle. 55. Cut. 55's Mike.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. 21 yards there. A big play on 4th down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Watch the curl. Go. 55. Mike 55. Hey, eat. And watch that.
They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. And an alley to run. And he slides to avoid the hit. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A 1st down, a 16-yard gain.
How many times have we seen this late in the 4th quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push. And what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
Now it's Jackson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Ravens have retaken the lead. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead is up to 5. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is taken near the 13. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Prescott from the gun. Complete, the tight end Kelsey. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
The Cowboys on third down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This time it's 3rd and 3. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Right about 20 yards on the pickup. And officially, they'll say it's going to go for 19. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. After the interception, here's Jackson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Hey, watch this, watch this. Check 31, check 31.
On 2nd down, here's Miller. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. From the gun, Jackson. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. The ball comes out, and I think they are going to get this one back. Well, that would have been something. Double turnovers, but instead they'll keep the possession on the INT. A 1st down carry by Elliott. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. He's got the connection to Cooper. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does. I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. 2nd and 5 now. Prescott. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
47.
Now Prescott. And it's caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Cowboys have once again taken the lead. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. Prescott steps away to his left. And he'll get into the end zone. So now a field goal would only tie as they've upped their lead to 3. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Let's go. Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. He'll look to throw, and that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. 2-minute drills, they're tough enough, pressure-packed enough, and these elements makes it significantly tougher.
And you don't have the margin where you can say, okay, I can allow for certain things and maybe change up a little bit. Because it's a 2-minute situation, you've got to try and make the same plays you would make if the elements didn't exist.
Rush in. Check 26, check 26. Go. Check 52. He's coming. We got double up.
They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
Short gain, last 2 plays. Who do you think's excited about that?
Absolutely. This defense, they're saying go right ahead with those. And the Cowboys here on 3rd down, bringing in an extra defensive back.
Switch. Pick the edge. Go. Tighten up. Shift.
He may try and run for this. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. 5 yards that time, taking it himself, and he has enough for the first. This time Jackson will throw it, escaping the pressure right. That complete to Lamar Miller. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now this time he'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
Andrews. 19 more yards. And the Baltimore first down. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Ready up. Watching you find. Hey, switch. Line 55.
Back to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Thrown to the sideline and incomplete. It's 2nd down and 10.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Check the out. Tight dog. Kill. Check 4. Check 1. Check 13. Check 8.
And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages.
So for those of little faith, guess what? It got done. They now have the lead with that touchdown this late in the contest. I wonder if that was a play they were holding or a play that they just knew would work from past experience.
Well, I just saw it in their eyes on the sideline before starting that last drive, and they did. You're right. They got it done. Looks like they're going to be the winners. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 11-yard line.
Here we go.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They have time here, partner, for just one final heat.
And I have to look at it from the defense's perspective here. We know they're going to...
Oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And that is going to seal this victory as time runs out. Well, we were on hand for a fun and entertaining game here. Coming down really to that last play. Great job defensively to get the pick. And
that every play during a game matters. You're never sure which one's going to be one of the key ones. But at the end of the game, when you analyze it, 3, 4, 5 plays are going to be the ones you focus on. And that last play was one of them. The last shot had to take it, and they came up with the interception and sealed their victory.
So for the Ravens, the win here means it'll be a 7-1 first half of the season. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, they'll lose an important one here as that drops them to 5-4 on the season. And they're going to get an extra week to stew over this as they're not back in action until week 11. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.